welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're looking at another stock that actually has surged a lot lately because because of the whole situation that is happening around the world. And the stock we're talking about today is EXXON Mobile. Again, this is the oil stock, and we already know what the price for oil is right now, and which is a main factor this price is surging. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down to you guys whether it is the opportunity at this point now. Let's say you missed the boat a couple of days ago and you're just looking at it now, and whether would it make sense for you to get in, and if you were to get in, where would be the entry point if there was an entry point. So my job here is to get you guys that information and so you can make a better decision if you're looking to buy this. Now again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is going to be a technical analysis on the price factor, and something that I would recommend to my friend and family if they wanted to get in as well. So this is the whole objective of the channel. So if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I release videos on different stocks, giving you indicators where the stock would be, benefited from a good entry point, or if it's a wait, you should hold it, etc., etc. So please do subscribe to the channel. It helps me keep me motivated to bring all these videos to you guys. So, all right, let's get started with the stock. So EXXON Mobile has, as you know, right, has taken off since we found out about the Ukraine situation and the inflation was high, and we already there was some indication that oil is going to be shot up in the price per barrel. This stock actually took off, and now the stock actually hit a $91 peak, and it's at about $86 right now. So let's look at the company itself first, and then we'll go to the technicals and see where the technical resides. So the company is a $359 billion company, very large. ExxonMobil, as you know, is the biggest distributor. They do about 34,000 stock, 31 to 34,000 stocks traded for their company. This is the average stock shared on a daily basis. All right, EPS is 5.39, which is very profitable, and the P ratio is 1576. Okay, and that's reasonably okay as well. Now that indicator, these EPS and earnings per share, they are not current. Like they are part of your 10Qs that are filed every quarter, and then you have 10Ks that are filed every year. So these are the ratios they had established. I think their new earnings are coming, as it says right here, the new earnings are coming in May. We'll find out, what happens to the stock at that point. Is it profitable? Is it not profitable? It looks like everything is moving in a profitable direction. So let's look at what the institutional banks are holding for the stock, which is institutional banks are the companies like, Morgan Stanley, BlackRock, Vanguard, the big dogs, right? They own 54% of the ownership, and they have increased their position they sold out of 8 million positions, and new companies, institutional banks have bought about 14 million. So that's net 6 million after if you do the minus, right? So the reason they're selling out, you see, you would think, why would they sell out, right? The reason they sell out is because, they get their profit, buy back again in the lower price, and then, hopefully sell it again because they know the stock is on an upward trend right now. So let's look at the stock right now. Okay, the stock has this, so moving averages are there. So a couple of indicators that I will go through. I will go through the support and resistance, moving averages, RSI, MACD, and we're going to establish an entry point and see whether it would be a good price to get in at 86, or should we hold and see where it goes from there, right? So let's see. So I did draw up the trend lines. All right, so very first thing you would look at, the support is at $57. There's a support, right? And it was at $57 on December 20th. Everything was okay at that point. The stock was around 57 and hovering about 57.60. That was his range, 57, 65, 63. That was the range of the stock, right? Now the stock is at $91. Now there is support and resistance. How that works is that there's always support and ceiling when there's limit orders. Okay, so for example, you have a person who has set the limit order to, for example, say, okay, he saw the stock at 63 and he said, all right, if the stock comes down to 57 or 58 or 57.3096, I'm going to hit my he put in the order to buy X amount of shares for that company, right? When that happens, there's a buying pressure at that point, right? There's a green candle, and that sort of indicates that the stock is going to rise again, and a lot of people will jump in at that point, and that you see the stock rise again. When it gets to that 63 mark, right, you can have another few investors looking to get their profit at that point, right? They might have bought it below 55 or 40, 54, and they're looking for $6 profit, and their limit order will kick in. At that point, the stock would drop again, okay? And when the stock would drop again, there's a resistance. Now, in this case, so for example, I'll give you an example right here. So look at this right here, right? It didn't really quite get to the support. Right here, there was a green candle on December 2nd. December 3rd, people captured their profit. Capture the profit, sold out. Capture the profit, sold out. Hit the ceiling, right? Sold out. Then somebody bought it. It went down again. Somebody sold it again. You know, this. I'm looking at a day chart, right? We're talking about in millions. Shares sold in millions, share bought in millions, okay? So, you know, there's a million shares, 34 million shares sold, went down, 34 million shares sold, went down, again bought, you know. So this is sort of like a back and forth that happens. And if there's a pressure in the market to buy the stock, generally nobody's selling at that point, so it's going to cross that resistance. And when it crosses that resistance, the last resistance you had becomes your support at that point, right? So right now, the resistance that we have, it's $91 is the resistance that is newly established. Okay, just let's get that out of the way. There was a resistance of $82, and that was a resistance from last many months ago. Okay, I'll show you that. Let me go back to the time here. So look at this. In 2019, right? 2019, 2018, 2018 again. I'm on a daily chart. I'm on a weekly chart right now. 2016 and 2016. It did cross to 86 in 2016 or so, but it hovered around like 86 mark, okay? Now, because inflation is also being factored here, that is why you see this little spike. Now, to me, that spike could be just it's not true spike, okay? There's also false spikes that cause a lot of investors to jump in, retail investors mostly, and they end up, you know, losing money. And they thought, you know, stock is going to go up, and they bought at $91, and they next day they see and they lost, you know, almost $7, $6 on their position. And let's say if they bought, you know, 10 shares, then, you know, it's a significant amount at that point, right? So right now the stock hit the bottom, right, on March 10th. So it hit the $91 mark on March 8th, hit the bottom, the support again of $82, and it bounced right back up to 86. Now, whether this is the entry point, right? Let's find that out. So if you look at the RSI, anything that is above 70, it means the stock is being overbought, right? And when it starts trending down, which means the stock is in a buying pressure, there's a pressure to sell the stock. If I was to go, for example, let's say minute chart on the same day, you see how there's a red candles, but they're not visible on a daily chart. That's the factor that this bar itself is not complete. You see there's a hammer, like there is not a full complete bar, which means there are selling going on, right? That's why your RSI is around $62, and your MACD is also above the signal line. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you're looking to get in, right, it bounced back off the support. If you see another green candle, let's say on a Monday, right, on a Monday tomorrow, $85, right, it goes to, let's say, 86 or so, it would probably hit that ceiling again, right, because the stock is rising. Like, there's no doubt on that, right? There's absolutely no doubt the stock will hit that $91 again. So if you're looking, again, this is not a financial advice. It's something that I would do if I was looking at a stock, you know, to buy on Monday. I would watch the stock. So let's look at a 30-minute chart, okay? So now in 30-minute charts, the RSI is 46 and MACD is also going down. So let it go down. So what's going to happen is when it's trending down, if there's a, you know, if let's say Monday kicks on and a lot of people started buying the stock, and MACD started rising, RSI started rising, you already know it's gonna hit that $91 mark again. Now, this $91 were never established before. This is the first resistance ever for this stock from last many years. So, you know, it's gonna have some fluctuation between 91 and 82. 82 is like a solid support. All right, you can have people again go up, and people could just sell out, and then it might not reach the $91 mark. So on Monday, just see where the price is. Like if it crosses $81. Right? If it crosses the $85, let me go back to the daily chart for a second. Right. If it crosses this mark right here, 86, and goes to 86, or let's say 86.87, let's say, you already know it's going to $91. That's $4 gain. And again, the way this market is right now with the oil prices, I have no doubt in my mind that this stock will cross that $91, and it could potentially go up to $110, because every time it crosses a support, if you notice, like right now is $82, right? Next time when it crosses that support, a new resistance was built around $10 mark. So if it crosses 91, I have no doubt in my mind it's going to go to 100 plus. Okay, but again, you just got to be careful. Don't purchase it right away when you log in on Monday. You see what the pre-market is. Again, pre-market, there's a lot of people that have access to pre-market as well. So you might want to see what the pre-market is doing and wait. When the market opens, you always want to wait. If there's a high volatility at that point, a lot of folks will take their profit. A lot of people will try to get in because they thought the stock is gonna just take off. They don't look at these technicals. So I would say look at these supports. Look at the MACD and RSI. If the RSI started rising on Monday and MACD started rising, and you see the stock is also picking up in the price, I would get in, because that would give you a good return at that point. But if it started declining, let it free fall. If it goes below $82, you already know it's gonna definitely go down to like 79, 78, etc., etc. But if it does cross that, and if it goes to 91, for example, if it crosses 91, the next stop I believe is gonna be $110. I'm sorry, $101. So it increases in like $10 increment. But again, not a financial advice. These are my technicals just to give you guys some idea where to get in if there was a position here. But definitely overvalued stock at this point. I don't think the stock worth $91 at this moment. Factors are like company itself. This is just a surge. A lot of folks are taking money out of different stocks, putting in energy stocks, because the price always rises when there's a demand. All right. So why there's a demand? Because they already know that oil is a shortage. It's all about the take profit when it's when it was available, and it doesn't matter if it's costing people the money or whatever the case is. So this is what the market is about. So yeah, please look at these technicals. Watch this video if you want to take these numbers down. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked the video, and I'll be making more videos of different stocks.